And we are live. What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez. I am back. You are back. We are back with another day, with another NBA player prop talk live stream here on the channel. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. As I always say, I hope this stream finds you in good spirits. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, if you're a repeat offender, I say welcome back. Hit that like button on your way in to the stream. It means a ton. Help the channel grow in more ways than you know. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, 6-0. Got to talk to 6-0 yesterday on our Discord. Kitchen session yesterday. Few of us jumped on and chopped it up for an hour. Chopped up some props. So good talking to 6-0 along with a few other members. Appreciate y'all being here. We got quite a bit to go over today. As always, make the best use of our time. Plays of the day, turds of the day, injury news, your Q&A. I already had the first round of player props lined up on PrizePicks. I know exactly where I want to start. I know exactly the player props I want to talk about, providing my cheat sheets, providing my player props over in the Discord. So if you haven't checked those out, go ahead and do so. A few of them have been bumped up. I created those plays late last night, like around 11 p.m., midnight maybe. So at the time of creating those plays, they were great. Now if they bumped up, I can't take responsibility for that. But we'll talk about a few plays that I don't think have been bumped up. We'll talk about them on PrizePicks, and then we'll open it up to your Q&A. We'll answer your player props as we always do. So yeah, that first ticket we talked about, 6-0. Fucking, oh my God, Lamar Stevens. Who else? Okoro. Hey, Okoro was a great play. Okoro crushed those points. George Niang didn't get it going at all. If you caught the late Drummond plays, the Bulls did not get added to the board until 15 minutes before tip. So if you got, oh, Carrie, that's you, Wizard. Okay. It's always fun to like place the Discord name with the chat name with the YouTube name. They're not always the same. So awesome. So we've been talking for a minute then in the Discord for sure. Yeah, we'll get into plays of the day. We'll get into all that good stuff, fam. So, happy leap year. I mean, good Lord. If you are celebrating a birthday today, anybody celebrating birthday today, big ups to you. What, you celebrate a birthday every 4 years? So if you are celebrating your 30th birthday, you're like 5 years old, like 6 years old, something like that. That's crazy. We get this extra day in February once every 4 years, I believe. So imagine that. Imagine being 40 years old and you're celebrating your 10th birthday. I'm pretty sure people have a lot of fun with that shit. Funny themes for parties. All right. Let's get this going. Hashtag blessed. As you know, over 10% of the U.S. population does not get to wake up. They do not have that option. You do. We do today. We woke up. So we are hashtag blessed. We are that 90% that did get to wake up. What we do with the rest of the day is completely up to us, but at least we woke up, and that's a win in my book. Let's talk about not wins, not winning. Turds of the day. Anybody want to fire up turds of the day? I have a turd of the day. My turd of the day is going to be Nikola Vucevic, who, after props being bumped down, I felt very good about taking the unders on a couple of his props, inclusive of his points. And all he does is go out there and rack up 20 points with like 12 rebounds and a massive double-double. Andre Drummond yesterday did start. Didn't matter. Drummond and Vucevic played 36 and 40 minutes. That game did go to OT, I believe. Bulls won by 10, almost 10. Vucevic pulled down 13 rebounds and 24 points. So he is my turd of the day. That one did not go well, and it caught me by surprise. What's going on, DF? DF the God. What's going on, man? Infamous Mel. My daughter. Oh, your daughter's birthday is today. Look at that. Congratulations. Wish her a happy birthday from the chat. How old is she? How old is she? And then how old is she like in leap year years? Ink, what's good? Good morning. Turd of the day for Mel. You for disrespecting PJ Washington. I had him under an all category. Maybe I should be a turd of the day. I disrespected Vucevic. I guess I'm right there with you. PJ Washington has been crushing his fantasy score. He's been getting it done. Well, yesterday he got it done with points, but keep an eye on his steals and blocks, because his steals and blocks over the last 2 games, he had 3 blocks yesterday. The game before against the Cavs, PJ Washington had 4 blocks and steals. Keep your eyes open for his blocks and steal props as we move forward. He's pretty active on the defensive end. So if you're playing his fantasy points and you're getting his fantasy points anywhere between 22 to 24, that shit is very tempting. Very tempting. What's going on, Gilbert? Good morning to you. Carrie, Josh Green, turd of the day. Oh, Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. She's officially turning, she's officially 2, but she's turning 8. Got you. Happy birthday to her for sure. Mitchell needed 0.5 to cash. Man, Mitchell had the worst 4 quarters, and then comes in. No, he had the worst like 3 quarters, turns it on in the 4th quarter, and then does a little something in overtime. But had he just done a little bit more in the first 3 quarters, that cash would have been easy, right? I mean, who could have predicted overtime? Was it double overtime? Who could have predicted that? He needed every second of that and still didn't get it done. Yeah, that's a tough one. Big turd of the day. James Harden under PA, turd of the day. I would have cashed out crazy if he went under. What did James Harden finish with yesterday? 23, 3 and 9, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. It's those points. 23 points. Man. Terrence Mann. We talked about him yesterday in the Discord when we were all on the, just all talking about it in the Discord in our little session. And I had reservations on Terrence Mann at 18.5 PRA, and he gets you 16, 6 and 2. So Terrence Mann had a good game. Harden, Kawhi. I don't know if anybody had a better night than LeBron James, going 7 for fucking 12 from 3. What was 7 for 12 from 3? That was insane to watch that unfold. He just kept shooting and they kept going in, and it was just heat check after heat check after heat check. So if you took the over on LeBron James threes, that worked out well for you. He squeaked by. If you took the over on LeBron James blocks and steals, that also hit. We talked about that being a play yesterday, so that also hit. Turd of the day for JR, Austin Reeves. What's going on, JR? Good morning. Couldn't hit one. I know, right? He got that 3 in early. Rui cashed his 3.5 goblin. That took him forever, but he got it. Russell barely squeezed by. Yeah, a lot of close calls yesterday. Some in our favor, some not in our favor. Yeah, yesterday was a weird day. This whole week so far just feels like very choppy. Hopefully today, February 29th, brings us better results. We got a full game of slates today. 1, 2, 3, 4. A full slate of games. I said that backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on the board. We'll get into your plays. We'll get into your player props here in a second. So I think unanimous. I totally forgot about Donovan Mitchell. I think he gets the turd of the day. And then I think We got Vucevic in there. We got Harden. Josh Green. Oh, Josh Green doing Josh Green things. That's what he does. All right, let's get into some injury news. Turds of the day. We are done. Let's flush these turds away, and let's get on with our morning. Let's get on with our day here. Going into some injury news. Super important to always be updated on injury news updates throughout the day. But here's your first crack at it. Jalen Brunson, Hero, Beal, some big names on that Q tag list. Banchero's up there as well. Avia, Kessler, Andre Jackson 3000 Jr. is up there. We already know who's ruled out. We got Trae Young, Cam Thomas, Andrew Wiggins, Love, and Bilal Coulibaly. So Kevin Love had a great game against the Kings. Now he's out. So the Heat are pretty much healthy. Outside of that, if Hero plays today, they're basically at full strength. Bam, Jimmy, Jaquez, Hero, Robinson. You got Rozier returning from injury. You got a healthy Caleb Martin finally. They're looking good. They're looking real healthy. So Trae Young being out is a big one in Atlanta. We all know that when he's out, DeJounte eats. Andrew Wiggins being out in Golden State open up extra usage for Kuminga. He's already so heavily involved in offense. I don't know how much more he can do. It might open up a little bit more minutes for guys like Keonis coming off the bench, maybe Vanilla Pudding, but we'll see how that plays out. But there's your injury report for today, Thursday, February 29th. It will change at some point, so make sure your eyes are open and on the prowl for updates on this injuries news. All right, we're ready to roll. All right, before we get into our player props, you already know all research brought to you by props.cash. Thanks 25 is my promo code. 25% off your first month. Is that easy? Sign up with that promo code, save some money. Pretty much. That's it. JOCKMKT. I will continue to plug JOCKMKT just because I really enjoy playing on their format. Very similar to PrizePicks. If you happen to be in a state where PrizePicks is being removed, then you may need to supplement that with another pick'em site. JOCKMKT is a pretty good one to consider. Very similar format, parlay play, power plays, daily discounts. So good lines over there, and you're also getting up to three daily discount, like flash promos on player props every single day. And the great way to build bankroll. 2 pick, 3 picks over there. Throw one of those plays in there, build some bankroll. Very similar to Underdog, where Underdog runs those promos. So check it out. JOCKMKT's a good one to have on your phone. Have the app on your phone. All right, let's talk NBA plays, PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, JOCKMKT. Wherever you play, doesn't matter. We can break it down over on props.cash. However, in these streams, we are pulling up the PrizePicks board. But if you got a power, or if you have to play on Underdog, if you have a play on Sleeper, wherever you're playing, throw it in the chat. Specify the pick'em site, and we'll break it down over in the over on props.cash. So let's not delay any further. Let us head over to PrizePicks. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this board, and wouldn't you know? So right off the bat, Kuzma been bumped up from 21.5 to 22. This is a solid line at 21.5. I really liked it. Saw it this morning. Was not on the board last night. Last night, man, I got terrible sleep last night, and then I woke up at 3:45 in the morning I don't know how many of you have a dog, but like, we can sleep through the alarm clock. We can sleep through construction outside. But when your dog starts to like dry heave right before they throw up, that noise they make, that is like, that will wake you up from death. And my dog like threw up all over the floor at 3:45 in the morning. So I had to clean that up. And I was in that moment where I was like, do I just stay up? Am I up now, or can I go back to sleep? And I went back to sleep and I got up late. So been a weird morning cleaning up dog vomit. But Kyle Kuzma was not on the board at 3:45 in the morning. So he's on the board at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. around then. And I saw it and I liked it. I put it in the cheat sheet and I also put it in a slip, and now it's been bumped up. So all that to say, Kyle Kuzma, I thought, was in a good spot at 21.5. We're still going to take a look at it together. I still want to point out a few things that I think are worth knowing about this play. Got Markkanen's threes in there. We're going to talk about Draymond Green's threes. He has an 8-game hit streak with this one. Kuzma got bumped up again. Holy shit. PrizePicks, welcome to the stream. Pavel Zacha over 2 shots on goal. Noah Dobson over 2 shots on goal. David Pastrnak under 1.5 points. Those are the 6 player props they're going to roll with. First round of player props on me. Then we'll transition into your Q&A, and we'll start breaking down your questions. But I really like these. A lot of these, all of these are on my cheat sheet, and you can already see that they are all already bumping. Especially that Kuzma plays bumping. I did not expect it to bump like that. I'm glad you got to see it happen in real time. That's how quick shit happens. All right, we're going to start real quick. We're going to run through these real quick, because I really want to get to your Q&A. But let's roll. Pavel Zacha. All right, we got his shots on goal at 2 over on PrizePicks. You can see why this has been bumped up to 2. Minus 190 on the over. Extremely heavy favorite on the over at 1.5. But at 2, it's still in play. This is a 10-game log. He's got a 60% hit rate in both his 5 and last 10 games. Head-to-head matchup with the Vegas Knights. He's gone 3 out of 5 games. One of those games, the only game this season, is this game where he gave you 2 shots on goal. So he is pushing into that game. However, his projection today is at 2.76. That's closer to 3 than it is to 2. If we take a look at the odds, unanimous odds across the board at minus 190, 210, 193, 190 at 1.5. So when we bump this up to 2, you're obviously not going to get 190, but you're still going to get pretty favorable odds to the over on that one. So definitely like that one. Wanted to show that to y'all. That's one of my plays that I like over in the Discord. Let's take a look at Noah Dobson. All right, we got New York versus Detroit. New York Islanders or New York Rangers. It's the Rangers, right? New York Rangers. Who's the Islanders? New York Rangers, Detroit Red Wings. So we're getting it at 2, not 2.5. So at 2.5, you can see the odds do favor the under, but at 2, we have a nicer setup here. Shots on goal projection 2.66. None of these odds are relevant until this gets bumped up to 2.5, and I'll stay away from it at that point. Over his last 5 games, he's giving you a 60% hit rate. Let's pull those up. Excuse me. Over his last 5 games, not the best hit rate. Over his last 10 games, slightly better hit rate here. You can see his upside with 3 to 4 right there. Hold on real quick. Yeah. Head-to-head. So head-to-head is probably what's driving this at 2 to be in play. Some players just have good games against certain teams. We know that in the NBA. Same thing applies to hockey. Some players play better against certain teams. Detroit is a team that he does play well against. For the most part, he is getting you at least 2 shots on goal, which will give you a push. In the other games, he's giving you 3 or more. So good history against this team. Favorable projections at 2. But at 2.5, I would not touch this. So while it's at 2, it's definitely in play. It is definitely worth mentioning. All right, last hockey play. Let's talk about David Pastrnak. We're going to look at his points today at 1.5. All right, so boom. Boston Bruins taking on Vegas Knights, -130 to the under on this one. Last 10 games look like that. So 4 out of 10 games. There are 3 games where you got you 1, and then 3 games where you got you 0 points. So points can be accumulated by either scoring a goal or assisting on the goal. Then his history against Vegas. You have 5 games to look at. Just 1 game this season, he had 0 points. When we take a look at his projection today, he is projected for 1.14. So it is very possible he gets you 1 point, but in order for him to beat this number, he has to get you 2. You're looking at the odds across the board. You got 3 books all in favor of the under, -135, -130, and -130. So Pastrnak under his points, Dobson over his shots on goal, and Zacha over shots on goal. And that'll do it for the NHL portion of my slips. Let's talk NBA. I got 3 NBA plays that I wanted to share with you that may or may not be on your radar. But let's talk about this Draymond Green 3 prop because it remains at 0.5. We are now officially in the ride this until the wheels fall off category. A player exceeds the 5 games, 6 games, and they start getting into that 8 to 10, 8 to 12 game streak territory. That is riding until the wheels fall off. However, it is not a reckless ride. We're wearing our seatbelt with this one. We got a lot of positive data that supports the over, inclusive of the odds. Game logs look fantastic. His numbers against New York, we do have 2 games, but those are pretty old games. Let's check out his projections. Projections 0.86. That's basically 1. You want to round that up to 1. And then his odds across the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different books all have this. 4 out of the 5 have this in favor of the over, where PointsBet is kind of undecided. They don't know what they want to do with this. So it's at 115 to each side. I thought about this one and thought, stay away from it. He's probably not going to hit it this game. But that is not smart. I think it is smart to pay attention to the data, and the numbers are what they are. And if he doesn't hit, it's not like he didn't hit because you picked him that day. He doesn't know you played his prop. He just didn't hit. So more than likely, a prop is going to hit when all the information is there. Every once in a while, it doesn't. And that's just how it goes. But it shouldn't be a reason, like that fear should not be a reason you don't play a prop. Maybe you don't play it in all your slips, but definitely worth looking at. Let's talk about Lauri Markkanen's 3s. So 2.5 threes against the Orlando Magic today. All right. So kick things off. Lauri Markkanen has a very strong, odds in favor of the over at -138. Over his last 5 games, he's gone over this line in 2 out of 5. Yeah, not the best hit rate. Now over his last 10, when you pan out, that's a 60% hit rate. I love this. I love 3 games against the Orlando Magic. He's gone over in every single game. 1 game being this season. It was a while ago. It was in November, but he got you 4 threes made. When you look at his projection today, he's projected for roughly 3 3-pointers made. I can't even say that right. 3 3-pointers made. And then we take a look at the alternate odds here. FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet all have this at -130 or higher to go over. Again, this is a very favorable play. On paper, the Orlando Magic present a very tough matchup. We talk about this all the time. Matchups are played on the court, not on pen and pad. This is a good spot for Lauri Markkanen. You always have the option. If you don't like a prop, you don't have to play it. We always have that option. We're never forced to take anything. But I like this one for Lauri Markkanen, and I'm going to play it today at -138 to the over. All right, last play, Kyle Kuzma. Man, I cannot believe we literally just watched his prop bump 2 times in less than 20 seconds. All right, let's take a look at this. So I'm going to show you what I saw at 21. I can't even pull up those odds anymore because they've been adjusted. So I need to adjust his line to show you. At 21.5, he did have 2 games versus the Lakers. This is many, many moons ago. But looking at his last 10 games, he had gone over that 21.5 line in 6 of those 10 games. Over his last 5 games, better, 4 out of 5. You weren't seeing his odds. His odds were heavily favored for the over, a little over minus 125 to the over on that one. You had a lot of good things working for you with those odds. And unfortunately now, like, I don't think it was at minus 135. It may have been closer to minus 130. But just to show you the type of juice that was in favor of the over, which is why this got bumped twice. So Kyle Kuzma, 21.5 on PrizePicks. It was a great line. It's been bumped up to 22.5. If again, this is another great example of, if you guys are playing on other sites, just because something got pulled from PrizePicks doesn't mean it's off the board entirely. On Underdog, it is 22.5. So this may be a prop where the whole entire industry has bumped it, and it may come back down. It could, but for now, it is off the board. 22 points on JOCKMKT. So that is the next best line. Well, that is the actual best line on JOCKMKT, 22, and everywhere else has it at 22.5. So sucks this one got bumped up. All right. First 6 player props done, out the way. Let me screenshot these. 3 NHL plays, 3 NBA plays. We're off to a good start. Let's clear this out. And what say you? Let's talk your Q&A. 21 viewers on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way in. If you're new to the stream, if it's your first time in the chat or first time on the channel, let me know in the chat. I'll prioritize your question. Make sure I get to your question, but you got to let me know in the chat. Appreciate y'all being here. All right. I know y'all are playing. I know y'all are putting your plays in there already. First play from 6-0, Colin Sexton over points. Let's take a look at Colin Sexton's points at 18. Looks like this one's been bumped to 18. If you ever want to know if a player has been bumped or not, just know that bumps happen. Either they get bumped down or get bumped up. Very rarely do pick'em sites release a player prop at a flat number. So when you see 18.0, 15.0, that's either moved down or moved up. And that is how you know that it's been bumped. So it looks like this one's been bumped. I don't know if it's been bumped up or bumped down. Probably bumped up. All right. Gonna keep scrolling down here, making sure I don't miss anything. Jim, oh, I see 6-0, Booker over rebounds and assist. I'll keep that in mind if we don't have enough props to fill out this round, but if we do, we'll definitely get it next one. Jabari Smith over PA. $16.5, and his RA is at 11. Let's take a look at his points and assists. Jabari Smith right there, and we got his RA. So what we can do is we can look at a few different player props for Jabari Smith. JR already throwing his play of the day in there. He's not wasting any time. He's not wasting any time. He's got DeJounte Murray, 21.5, insanely low line. Insanely low line without Ice Trae in there. We'll look at it too. The Draymond 3-point is back. They took it off the board last game, right? Or it was never on the board. How about the Kings yesterday getting stomped out by the Nuggets? Last time I saw them, now it's at 22. JR, they're feeling what you're putting down. They agree. That's way too low. We need to bump it up. 21-point win for the Nuggets yesterday. Sabonis continues to look different without his partner in crime, De'Aaron Fox. That's always a topic of conversation. All right. Kuminga assist also. Yeah, that's a good one too, JR. Dame Dollar over PRA. And that's from Ink. Let's pull up Dame. Let's spell his name right first. All right. 34. Worth taking a look at, no doubt. Darrell, what's going on, my man? Good morning to you. Jim likes DeJounte Murray over blocks and steals. So we got two possible props. Two possible props for Murray. Two possible props for Jabari Smith. We got Sexton up there. We got Dame Lillard up there. Divine, what's going on? Good morning. Yeah, dude. LeBron went and bam. Went bam or ham? I think Curry can get 40. Curry went scoreless in the first half last game. I think it was the first time he didn't score any points since 2019. I think that was the stat I saw on Twitter, on X. Vu, what's going on? Good morning to you. Ruben, what's going on? Jose, good morning to you. Daniel, what is going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all being here. What is that? 5 player props in here. Ahoy, mates. Let's see. Jose wants to take a look at Giddey, rebounds and assists. Giddey rebounds and assists, 13.5. We'll take a look at that as the OKC Thunder take on the Spurs. Daniel says, what about Wemby blocks and steal, or just blocks at 4.5? We'll take a look at that too. All right. We got 6 player props on the board. Here's what we're rolling with. We got Sexton, points, Smith, PA. We'll also take a look at his rebounds and assists. Murray, we'll take a look at points and blocks and steals. Dame Lillard, PRA. Steph Curry's points, and Josh Giddey. Can we group any of these up? Are they all isolated plays? I believe these are all isolated plays. All right. Let's go. We're going to zoom through these. Round 2. Over on props.cash. If you are just joining the stream, I say thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the time. Hit that like button on your way in. If you got a player prop question, don't be shy. Throw it in the chat. If it's your first time in the chat, first time on the stream, let me know and I'll get to your player prop first. But don't lie, because the chat knows they'll call you out. All right, let's go. Moving in. Let's see. First game, we got Sexton over points. This game is a road game for the Jazz. We take a look at Colin Sexton's points at 17.5. This one was getting a little juice to the over, a little juice to a little this, a little that, a little this. More juice to the over, though. Last 5 games, giving you a 60% hit rate. Last 10 games, he's giving you a 70% hit rate. Against the Orlando Magic, he does have 1 game this season where he only scored 10 points. Let's further break that down because I'm sure his minutes were down. So 17 minutes for him compared to over his last 10 games, 27. 10-minute difference. That's a huge, huge drop off. A player can do a lot of stuff in 7 minutes on a basketball court. A lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. But in this case, I think he can do a lot of good stuff in 7 extra minutes. So just keep that in mind when you look at the head-to-head games. It's not equal. Projections for Colin Sexton today, 23 points. You don't think he gets you 23 points? That's cool. He doesn't need 23 points. He needs to get you 19. because the line's been bumped up to 18 today. When we take a look at the other lines across the industry, so this should make you feel good about taking the over at 18. PointsBet has this line at 18.5, and they are split down the middle with their odds. They don't know what to do with it, but there's no juice to either side. At 18, you would assume there's slight more juice to the over. You're looking at minus 120 to the over on FanDuel, 145 on DraftKings, 142 on Caesars, 145 on BetMGM at 17.5. So at 18, you're still looking at very positive odds for the over on this one. This is a strong play. Look at those odds. All right, let's look at mustard. DeJounte Murray. We're going to look at his points first. These have been bumped up from 21.5 to 22. So here's another situation where we are looking at a bump on PrizePicks, but they're not done bumping it. If you like this play, just get it into your slip right now. Lock it in right now. After we break this down, if you don't like it, then cancel the slip. But at least you got it in case it gets bumped up. You locked in that line. Does that make sense? So 22.5 is where it is across the board. 22 on PrizePicks. They're going to bump it up again. It's probably going to bump up before we're done with this damn segment. 4 out of his last 10. 2 out of his last 5. Head-to-head games with the Brooklyn Nets, 2 out of his last 5. However, let's take out Ice Trey. And he has 1 game against the Nets. That was a while back, but he still hit. Games played without Trae Young in the lineup. DeJounte Murray has a completely different outlook. We talk about this all the time. The impact one player has on a team is crazy. Zach LaVine. Without him on the Bulls, everyone eats. 6 games over his last 10 without Trae Young. Over his last 5, 3 games. So 60% hit rate in both of those time frames without Young on the floor. He is projected for 23 points today. Odds are in favor of the under on a few of these books, but at 22.5. Remember, you're getting it at 22. So if you like it at 22, play it now. It's going to get bumped up. Let's look at his blocks and steals. Blocks and steals have been pretty strong for him, especially games without Trae Young. So over his last 5 games played without Trae Young, inclusive of 2 games this week. Well, this week-ish, last 10 days. 5 total steals and blocks in those 2 games, giving you 2.5 in these 2 games, giving you 3 out of the last 5 games. Over his last 10 games, when he gets you overs, he's getting you 3. When he gets you unders, it's not even a sweat. You just know it's not going to happen. 60%, 60%. This is a good one too. I don't think this gets bumped. I think his points get bumped again. So take it if you like it at 22. It's not going to get any lower. I'm going to, real quick, going to pull up Underdog on my phone and just see if Murray's. So Murray's at 22 points on Underdog also. So that is exactly the same. And then on JOCKMKT, 22. So it's across the board been bumped up to 22. Curry, points. He's going off today in the Garden. That was more of like a Boston accent, but all that shit blends in. All right, you got Madison Square Garden and TD Garden. All right, Curry, 26.5 points. You think he goes off today? Curry's been off. He's damn sure he's been off. He's going off today. 3 straight of 20 or less. 4 out of his last 5, 20 or less. We talk about this all the time. Positive regression for good scorers, good basketball players, good shooters. It doesn't last forever. Over the course of the season, he's a 28 points per game guy. When he hits these slumps, it's not for very long. Looking at his season, the longest he's gone It's 3 games. 3 games, 3 games, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So if you believe in this trend, it's not a fad, it's a trend. If you believe in this, then he's due. It's not even an exaggeration. It's just what the numbers show. Head-to-head games against the Knicks. 1 game since 2022. What do I have? Do I have a filter on here or something? What's going on? Only 1 game? That's not right. Is it? Last 15 for Curry. 29 points. So it just looks like he's just hitting a little slump. This is his little slump. Look at his season, 28. Look at the last 15, 29. And then look at the last 5 and 10. Just sandwich in there. Just a little slump. If you feel like he breaks the slump tonight, jump on these points. Knicks defense is tough, but they look tired. They look gassed. They're running out of steam. I think this is way too low of a projection for Steph Curry. I don't know what's being baked into this, but this to me feels a little too low. His odds at 26.5, minus 122. These aren't the best odds, but it's Steph Curry. I would be willing to take a shot on this one. If that feels irresponsible to you, then just stay away. But I think he's due. Come on, man. I think he's due. I agree. Now, I don't know if he goes off. I don't know if he gets you 50, 45 points, but I think he can 27, 28. I think that's like well within range. Let's talk about Mr. Prom Night himself, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to the stage, Mr. Josh Giddey. Points and assists, 13.5. So this is getting split odds down the middle, minus 113 to each side. Now, he's done pretty well over his last 5 games. Look at his last 5 games. 4 out of 5 games, he's averaging 14. Over his last 10, he's averaging 14. This is pretty impressive because I don't believe his minutes are consistent. I think his minutes have been up and down. I mean, over his last 5 games, he's giving you no more than 23 minutes. Over his last 10, his high point this game is not going to happen all the time. His next highest point was 27 minutes. He's doing all that in less than 25 minutes, basically, which is pretty impressive. So he's efficient when he's on the floor. He's involved. He's involved when he's on the floor. So that's good. If you're looking to take the over on this one, his head-to-head games with the Spurs, really good. 2 games this season, 25 and 16 points and assists. And in those 2 games, Josh Giddey still did not go over 25 minutes. Well, roughly 25, but well under here. You want to take a look at his projection today. It's at 15. And then you take a look at the odds. FanDuel has it at minus 113 to both sides. DraftKings slight favorite to the over. Caesars likes it for the under. BetMGM for the over. And PointsBet. PointsBet and FanDuel are seeing this same thing here. You're getting good numbers against the Spurs, and then you're getting him playing the Spurs. Check those boxes. Favorable projections, and you have a player who is maximizing his time on the court. They are limiting his minutes, but it doesn't seem to be impacting his points and assists in most games. I think that's a good over. All right, let's talk. We got Jabari Smith, Dame. That's it, right? Damian Lillard, PRA. This is projected at 38. You're getting a line of 34.5. You're getting 4 straight games of 36 or more PRA. This is a road game for the Bucks, so they travel to Charlotte for this one. Over his last 10 road games, Dame has gone over this in 5 games. Over his last 5 road games, Dame has really stepped this up. 4 out of his last 5 games. So playing well on the road, playing well overall over his last 5 games. Matchup with Charlotte is a very good matchup. They just played this team. He just put up 39. He is projected for 38. That is a very, very big difference between 34 and 38. You don't need him to get you 38. You don't get extra money deposited into your account if he goes off. You just need him to get you 35. So you should feel pretty good about that projection. The odds on FanDuel are split, but DraftKings has it slightly favored to the over. Caesars is split. BetMGM has this favored to the under, as does PointsBet. So interesting that we're getting green across the board. We're getting green projections, and we're getting mixed odds here. Some of these books don't know what to do with it. And DraftKings is pretty much set on the over. If you feel like this game blows out, which is possible, keep in mind, these two teams just played. Bucks won by 38. This game was never in doubt. And Dame stayed on the court for 25 minutes and gave you 39 PRA in 25 minutes. So blowout or not, I don't think you should be afraid of the blowout. That's like sometimes being afraid of an injury. Like, oh, I don't want to pick this player because he might get hurt. Blowouts obviously are a little bit more like realistic to happen on a night to night. But unless we get news that they're going to drop his minutes or he's not feeling good or something like that, I don't see why this would be a bad thing to take the over. So that's in play for sure. Last play. Let's take a look. Jabari Smith. We want to take a look at his points and assists. And then we'll take a look at his RA. RA has been bumped up to 11, I believe. And his points and assists have not been moved up at 15.5, 16.5. 3 straight games are giving you 20 or more. Now, this is kind of on the reverse. It's kind of on the down. But again, on the season, Jabari Smith is averaging 15 points and assists. So yeah, he's playing a little over his head right now. Now, a lot of things are factored into that. There's been some rotation changes, lineup changes, things like that. So maybe that's the reason for his last 5 games looking so good. His last 10 games, not bad. 5 out of his last 10 games. History against the Phoenix Suns. I mean, they just played this team a week ago, and he gave you 25 points and assists. Unfortunately, there are no projections to take a look. I need to email Mike and ask him, why aren't the Houston Rockets represented in these damn projections? What do y'all have against them? I'm gonna have to email him today. So we can't look at his projections. We can't look at the odds across the book. They are all in favor of the under on this one. So got a decision to make here. You take the momentum, you take the hot streak, or do you pay attention to the odds and projections on this one, or pay attention to the odds, I guess. Let's look at his rebounds and assists. These are sitting at 11. Either these were bumped down on PrizePicks, or they're about to bump back. They're about to bump up again to 11.5. All 3 books have this at 11.5 with juice to the under. However, we're getting it at 11, so that does impact the odds. At 11, he's going over this. 11.5, he's still going over this. 3-6 games, he's giving you 12 or more. Last 5 games, head to head. These 3 are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers under the Silas regime. Rockets didn't have a damn identity last season. Whatever. Throw those games out the window. These 2 games, pay attention to these 2 games. Bit of a lopsided performance when you look at this compared to this. So somewhere in the middle. This is 22 divided by 2. That's 11. And that's why his rebounds and assists are sitting around 11. If I had to choose between the two, ooh. His points have been strong. I mean, shit. He got you the over on his PA in these 2 games with points alone. He barely missed it on points alone here. You're attacking his points and assists because you believe that he can either get that by scoring or get very close to the over on points alone, leaving very little needed from the assist category. So you're hoping for a big scoring performance because Jabari Smith, traditionally, he's not going to give you more than 2 for most games. I mean, on the season, he's giving you 1.5. So it's a toss-up between rebounds and assists and points and assists. I'd probably go with points and assists just because of the scoring upside. But it is kind of like a toss-up to me. All right. Second group of player props done. We had over on Sexton's points. We'll go over on points and assists for Jabari Smith. We can also look at his rebounds and assists, but I do like this because of his scoring upside. Murray at 22 points. It's still a really good line because it's going to get bumped up to 22.5. Dame over, Curry over, Giddey over. We got all overs in this group of player props. We'll screenshot them. Boom. All right. First 2 rounds in the books. We're moving. Are moving. Fam man, what is going on? Good morning. Damien, what is going on? Good morning. Go Mike, what is up? Good morning. LeBron went off yesterday. The birthday boys did not perform. I mean, Luka had a good game, but I needed him to get 40 last night. I took his demon points. I threw it in a slip. Let's see. All right, where do we leave off? Tell you what, quick break. We're making good time. 39 viewers on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way in. If you're new to the chat, if you're new to the stream, let me know in the chat. I'll get to your question. I'll prioritize your question. Don't lie. The chat will know you out. All right. Let's pull up Odds Shopper real quick. Let's take a quick break from the props. Let's take a look at Odds Shopper real quick. If it's your first time seeing Odds Shopper, what we're looking at here is the pick'ems table. This works for betting. This also works for player props. So whatever you play, it has you covered. You can basically filter out by whatever pick'em site you play on. Let's choose PrizePicks because that's where we are today. So top play on the board, Nicholas Claxton under 10.5 rebounds at 3.9% plus EV, 56 expected win rate with true odds of -130. Lauri Markkanen under rebounds as well. I found the Kyle Kuzma player prop this morning, and then I also saw it on Odds Shopper at 21.5. So I felt real good about that one. It's not there anymore because it got bumped up. There's Pasternak under his 1.5 total points. We talked about him already. Basically anything above 0 in terms of plus EV. But all these expected win rates are pretty strong. But that's what we got on the board. Sengun under rebounds. So a lot of these player props, when you see them, you'll probably just not like them because we're so used to taking overs, and we see players that we like and we don't want to take an under on them. But A lot of research goes into these player props. They're not always popular, but do you want to be right and win, or do you want to be popular? So it's definitely helped me see both sides, unders and overs. It's really helped me get more comfortable with playing unders because that is 50% of your options. A player can only go one or two ways, up or down. Building that confidence helped me build better slips also. So I'll share some value in the Discord also a little later today. But here's a snapshot of just what's on the board for PrizePicks across the industry. All right. Let's do another round of player props. Let's knock this out, ladies and gentlemen. What do we got? I'm going to scroll down and then scroll all the way back up. Make sure I didn't miss any. All right. So we ended here. No, we didn't. Giddy, yeah, we talked Giddy PA, RA, first half PRA. All right. Do we ride the Boncaro on his assist? What are they? Five and a half. Let's take a look. Wemby blocks, Daniel. Wemby's blocks. Let's talk about those. Four and a half. So they PrizePicks does not have a normal line. These are all demon props. Let's look at it. 6-0, John Collins rebounds. Still at 8.5. Gilbert, Pajemski under PRA. Oh, nice. I love. Oh, they bumped it down, man. Let's take a look at it anyway. Let's see why they bumped it down. Carrie says, I got an MMA play. Eric Anders over significant strikes. Quinn Hughes under shots on goal. We don't get too many MMA plays because it's not like an everyday event. It's getting more frequent. Remember back in the days where MMA was once a month on pay-per-view. Now it's just like kind of everywhere. And there's so many different leagues out there as well. Eric Anders over significant strikes. Eric, your boy Anders. Oh, I love these names. All right, we can't take a look at it on props.cash because it's not a league that we can dig into yet. But we'll put it up there. This is a fight that's on Saturday, so you got 2 days. It should move up. So this will. Do you know if it's been bumped up, Carrie, or is this the line that it opened at? Vu, we'll take a look at Wemby's rebounds and assists as well when we take a look at his blocks. Ramo, Denny over. Denny's been out for a few days. He's questionable, right? Let's take a look at Denny's PRA at 25. You like the over? Halliburton's assist cash. Yeah, Halliburton definitely got over on his assist. What's going on, Michael? Good morning to you. His sportsbook differences is a 5 difference over. Holy shit. So Carrie's talking about Anders' significant strike. So it's at 57.5 on other books. Sometimes when you have sports like MMA, sometimes esports, these traditional books and these pick'em sites, they don't know what to do with these props. So sometimes they'll open them up way too low. And it's a mistake. They're making mistakes, but they don't let them sit there very long. So if you notice that mistake, definitely jump on it. It's definitely not going to happen in MLB, NBA, NHL, or NFL. It's in these other sports. So if you got an edge, or if you know MMA really well, or if you know darts really well, you can probably find an edge, because some of these books don't know where to open up these lines. Jim says underdog has Victor's blocks at 3.5. When we take a look at it over here, if we like the area for the 5, then you gotta love 3.5, right? So then that makes it a pretty strong play on the underdog. All right, this is what we got. We got Boncaro assists, Wemby blocks shots, and we'll take a look at his RA. Collins rebounds, Pajemski's PRA on the under. We can't look at Anders. We'll throw him in there because of the discrepancies on books. And then Avia over 25.5 PRA. 41 of you on the live stream. I appreciate y'all being here. We're working on round 3 of player props. Let's go. Hit that like button on your way in. Why? Did somebody say why? Because when you like a video or a stream, it communicates to the algorithms that this video needs to be seen by more people. And then that is how my content gets in front of new viewers. And that is how you end up here. And then we become friends and it's all good. So that's how it works. All right, let's talk about Boncaro's assist. Sitting at 5.5. We saw this balloon up to 7 at one point. And just like we talk about, when a player hits a wall, everybody forgets about it and the lines drop. And when the line drops, you attack. So do you want to attack this line at 5.5? Let's look at this season real quick. So prior to this fantastic stretch of games, he was picking up some steam. He was, here and there. Beginning of the year, you can see another stretch of games where he did not go over. And in this 5 games. Since this, he has not gone more than 5 games without hitting this line. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3. So I think this is what we're seeing. What we're seeing here is who he is in terms of that 6 assists per game player. Beginning of the year is completely different from this. So it is positive. It's headed in the right direction. Over his last 10 games, last 3 don't look good, and his last 5 are going to look even worse. But this is where you want to attack. Buy low, profit. Matchup on paper is strong. His head-to-head games against the Utah Jazz, only 1 game this season, and that's at the beginning of the year. So that's included in that first block of games where he just wasn't really doing a whole lot in that department. Much different story now. No projection for him, though. Let's look at his odds. On FanDuel, -125. On DraftKings, -120. 110 to the under. 127 on Caesars. 108 to the under. 120 on BetMGM. 110 to the under. PointsBet has it even down the middle. 115 to each side. FanDuel DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM all like this one for the over. I do too. I think this is a good. I think it's a good over. Pajemski, PRA. We're looking at an under. We're looking at an under for Pajemski now on PrizePicks. This is at 20.5. The question was under 21.5. So 21.5 is getting you odds to the under at -122, -4 to the over. Over's last 5 games, 2 out of 5. Over's last 10, 5 out of 10. Projected today for 19 PRA. So that is good if you're looking at the under. Especially with the line bump down, it's still well under 20. No other book has it at 20, so I don't know if other books will start to bump down, but PrizePicks beat them to it. No head-to-head games with the Knicks. At 21.5, the under was in play. At 20.5, it does get a little riskier. Underdog, it is also 20.5. So it looks like it's been adjusted across the books. Unless you can find this on a sports book, then your Jock Market has it at 21, which is a better line than 20.5 if you're looking to take the under. If you're looking to take the over, then you like the bump down at 20.5. He can get you 20 today and still not go over that 20.5 line. I would rather play it on Jock Market at 21 than 20.5 on PrizePicks. Let's look at Wembanyama. You know what I should have did? I should have looked at John Collins' rebounds when we were looking at Boncaro. And that's what we're going to do. $8.5 is his line over on PrizePicks. -111 to the over, 115 to the under. 4 out of his last 5 games. Did he get the call against Atlanta? Is that what happened? Do you think he got the call? 5 points. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Is that what happens today? Last 5 games look good in terms of rebounds. Games against the Magic. He does have 1 game this season, and he did grab you 10 rebounds, and that was back in January. Wait, is that a smudge on my screen? I think that's November. I thought that was a smudge. I think that's an actual one. 15 points, 10 boards. I need him to start getting some double-doubles. I would love for him to go 15 and 10 today. I would love for him to go 10 and 10 today. Just get a double-double. The projections have his rebounds closer to 11 than they do 9. So you got favorable projections, favorable last 5 games. And then you have odds. So the odds do not look all that great, to be honest with you. John Collins' last 5 road games, because this game is being played in Orlando, 4 out of his last 5 on the road, 4 out of his last 5 overall. this feels like, yeah, take a shot on it. Take a shot on it. I know that's not the most convincing breakdown, but I'm really not seeing a ton that like screams take the over. There are some good things about it, but there are also like below average odds as well. But John Collins has been fairly consistent on the year. So, I mean, you kind of build that trust with him, especially over the last 15 games or so. Kind of build that trust with him that he'll get you the rebounds. He may not get you the points. He may not get you the PRA, but he'll get you the rebounds. So I think it's a fine play at 8.5. All right, who else was on this list? Anders. Oh, Wemby. So we're going to take a look at Wemby's blocks, and then we're going to take a look at Wemby's rebounds and assists. So Wemby's blocks on PrizePicks are demon blocks, 4.5. So they are extremely juiced based off his recent performances. In the last 4 games, he's gotten you 4 or more blocks. In his last 6 games, look at that 10 block game. Now on Underdog, Jim says this one's at 3 or 3.5. Three and a half. Matchups against the Thunder, he's 1 for 2. 2 in his first game, 4 in his next game. He's averaging 3. So you can definitely see why that 4.5 demon is a demon on PrizePicks, because there is risk involved. Find his steals and blocks. Steals and blocks on JOCKMKT right now are at 4.5. I would play his, okay, so on JOCKMKT, his blocks are at 3. On JOCKMKT, Wembanyama's block shots are at 3. Over his last 5 games, he's giving you 3 or more. Over his last 6 games. Play his blocks on JOCKMKT, play his blocks and steals on JOCKMKT, and then if you're feeling froggy and you want to keep jumping, take the over on his demon on PrizePicks. You can ladder it like that, because if he goes over 4.5 blocks on PrizePicks, he's definitely crushing his blocks and steals on any other pick'em site. That's how you can ladder that. Rebounds and assists for Wembanyama, 13.5. Let's assume they're 14.5. Let's assume this is up to date, because even if it's 13.5 on PrizePicks, then you gotta love it at 13.5, because you're getting good odds at 14.5. 60% hit rate over his last 5 and 10 games. He's averaging 16 in the last 5, 14 in the last 10. His head-to-head matchups with the Thunder, 16 and 16. Sweet 16 against the Thunder in 2 games played this season. Both of those games are relevant because there's only 1 year of data to look at. When you look at his rebounds and assists, he is projected for 16. So he's projected right at his average versus the Thunder. When you take a look at the books, minus 130 across, minus 130 on FanDuel, but across the board, you're getting pretty split odds. DraftKings, BetMGM, Caesars has this in favor of the under, and PointsBet has this slightly favor of the over. Now that I'm looking at those odds, I wouldn't be surprised if PrizePicks has it at 15.5. It's at 15. I still like it at 15. I still like it at 15, because now he needs 16. Now he just needs to do what he's been doing. At 16.5, I wouldn't. or 15.5, 16, I would just go look for another play. You don't have to play the bumps, but I like it at 15 still. All right. 5 up and 5 down because we didn't break down the MMA play, but we do. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. But we do like it, especially with the line discrepancy of 5 compared to other books. PrizePicks has this a little too low. We didn't look at Denny Avia. All right, let's look at him. 25.5 PRA. Before he exited with whatever injury, whatever ailment he had, he was on a nice roll. Benefiting, I think he's benefiting the most from that Gafford move. It's opening up, whatever it's opening up for him in the offense, it's good because the last 4 games prior to him hitting that wall against Denver and then missing some games, I mean, this is an insane run here. Head-to-head matchup with the Lakers. No games this season to look at, so we won't worry about that. -135 to the over on his PRA at 25.5. He is projected for 32. That's a lot. That's a lot of PRA for Denny. However, you don't need him to get you 32. You don't need him to get you 30. You need him to get you 26. So that is a 7-point difference. PointsBet likes the under at 26.5, but we're getting it at 25. DraftKings 135, Caesars 123, and BetMGM -125 to the over. All 3 of these books have it favored to the over with a little juice coming in on the under. I would not expect 32 from him, but I think 26 is in range. He's questionable today. Remember, he's questionable today. If you get word that he's playing, then I think 25 is a great number. We could also see his number bump to 26 because maybe it's at 25.5 right now because he's questionable. And that's already baked into his prop. If the news comes out that he's in, there's no more Q tag, you could see it bump up to 26. It could happen. Yeah, I like this one. Good group of props on that round for sure. All right, so let's I already screenshotted the first 3. And I'll say it again. Take Wemby's blocks at 3 on Jock Market. Take Wemby's blocks and steals at 4.5 on Underdog and Jock Market. Then your next best play is 3.5 blocks on Underdog. And then if you absolutely must play his demon blocks on PrizePicks at 4.5, you can. But you can ladder it that way because if he goes over on PrizePicks, he's definitely going over everywhere else. And that is how you can make money off that one play. All right. That is 3 rounds of player props. That is an hour and 20 minutes in the books. 44 views on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. What was your Pickett code? What's going on, DJ? Let me scroll through. I want to make sure I got everybody in the chat and say what's up to y'all. Maurice, what is going on? DJ, what is going on? Devin, Gator, what is up? Good morning to you. DJ, my Pickett code. Let me throw that in the chat for you. I don't remember selecting this code. I believe just an automated code they give you when you sign up. There it is. There's my code. What's up, Trap Capital? Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good luck to everyone. Be blessed. Stay safe. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Did that not post? Did my picket code not post? Do I gotta rewrite? Do I gotta resend it? Let me try it one more time. It might be delayed. There you go. Okay, there it is right there. Picket is awesome. Picket is a friend that will call you out. Like if you wear some shit you shouldn't wear and you try to leave the house and they're like, no, go back in and change. That's Picket, except they do it for your money. And they say, what are you doing? Why are you throwing your money away? You want to light it on fire? You don't have to play player props to do that. Look at your account. Look at your calendar. Look how much red. And that shit calls you out. And it's like a slap in the face. And it's a reality check. You need that every once in a while. Picket's good. And it's free to use. It's 100% free to use. They're not charging you anything. What's even better? It's a money manager for free. Oh, look, it popped up twice. Didn't mean to spam the chat. Yeah, Trap. Picket is Picket tracks your. So how it works is whatever pick'em site you're playing on, whatever books you're playing on, when you sign up with your when you sign up for a Picket account, you connect your email that's attached to your pick'em sites, right? So you create your account. It'll ask you, what do you want to sync up? And then you select it and you sign in with your credentials, and it automatically just syncs up your underdog, your whatever you're playing, to your Picket, and it pulls up the last 2 weeks. And then from that point, it tracks everything you play. It'll show you your profit. It'll show you your losses. Yeah, you don't really have to do anything, crazy. It's not going to ask you for like your social or anything stupid shit like that. It's pretty simple. All right, we got some plays of the day. I have one play of the day already in here. Maurice, do you have a play? I saw you in the chat. What's going on? Good morning to you. My plays of the day is Booker 5.5 assists and Brook Lopez over 16.5 points and rebounds. Yeah, we got DeJounte Murray at 21.5. I'm going to put it at 22.5. 22 to 22.5 points because it's still playable at 22 on Jock Market. But let's take a look at this Booker 5.5 assist and Brooks Lopez over 16.5 PR. Eric strikes on underdog at 27.5. that would be somebody just got fired on underdog. Somebody just lost their job. That would be crazy. It's probably like that's significant strikes first round. 57.5 though. Jim says 57.5 on underdog. So you're getting it at 52 on PrizePicks and 57 on underdog. So what you could do is you could play it on both sites. You could play it under on underdog and over on PrizePicks, and hopefully it lands like right in the middle, and then you could win both plays. Smash that like button. Dunk on the button. Slam the like button. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button on your way in. Thank you for the reminder, Mike. All right, so plays of the day, I got 3 so far. Lopez, Booker, Murray. Crowder rebounds, GMC, or is it G Mick? Either way. Let's pull it up. 4.5. Who got removed from this line? Victor, Collins, Pajemski, Anders, Denny. Who else did we look at in this group? Boncaro? Was it Boncaro got removed from this group? All right, we'll look at Crowder's rebounds. How do I feel about Tyus Jones under 13 rebounds and assists? I have not looked at his line, but we will. One night I played the Jones brothers, both in a slip on the unders, both of their PRA on the under, and they both went out and had like career nights. Like, what are the odds, man? What are the odds? Both dudes go out there like they fed off each other, like twins and shit. That was frustrating. All right, we got Crowder, Tyus Jones, GMAC. All right, GMAC. Even better. Even better. Devin Kuzma under rebounds. I cannot believe it. If you missed it earlier, beginning of the stream, when we started, we pulled up some player props that I liked. First round was on me. Kyle Kuzma, 21.5 points. Loved it. Literally got bumped twice within 20 seconds. Not even a popular play. Well, at least it's not now. Keontae George under RA is a 2.48 projection difference. Rebounds and assists. Let's look at that Butler assist demon that Mel's talking about. Probably be easier if I just spelled his name out. You like the over? Well, you got to like the over on it because PrizePicks won't let you take the under on demons. Ruben said, we are greedy. We are greedy in Orlando, giving points to anybody. All right. We got a few. Let's do a quick round. We'll look at these real quick, and then let's start getting some let's start getting some plays of the day in. We got a few on the board, but if there's any player prop that stands out to you that you like, I don't want to call it a lock, but you are really, really sold on this player, throw it in the chat. We'll list it as a play of the day, and we'll throw those in the Discord. We still got to recap our plays of the day from yesterday. We'll get to that right after this last round of player props. Round 4 coming at you. Let's zoom through this. Let's take a look at Tyus Jones, rebounds and assists, sitting at 13 right now on PrizePicks. This either got bumped down or up. I would say it got bumped down if I had to choose. So from 13.5, it was getting really good odds to the under. In spite of his production over the last 6 games, the odds still the books still feel like the under was in play. Now at 13, it does change for you because it just makes it easier for him to push. Although, if he's going over this, he's going way over this shit. Like, he is not squeaking by in any of these games. So when he's under, I think you'll know. I mean, in order for you to finish with 9 or 11 rebounds and assists, that's a pretty slow start. And you're just kind of like dripping and dripping and dripping through the game. When you finish with 19, 23, 17 rebounds and assists, you have a massive first quarter. You continue that momentum in the second quarter and on into the third quarter. Like, you know right off the bat when that shit's going to happen. So he's either going way over or way under. There is no in between for him. His rebounds and assists today are projected at 13.96 on a 13.5 rebounds and assists projection. The odds are so in favor of the under that they had to bump it down. But even at 13, you do have some positive information to support the under. Head-to-head games versus the Lakers. Keep in mind, Lakers, second leg of a back-to-back. This is the type of like trap game. You talk about the Lakers like going, they literally played the #1 team in the West to playing the worst team in the NBA. So you think about the mindset, you think about the drop of in intensity. Sometimes teams play down to the competition. This could be a game where, which is why I like Kuzma in that game for 21 points. But this could be one of those types of games where you see the Lakers just not able to put this team away. It could happen. If that happens, Tyus Jones is going to do that. But if you just feel like this is going to go the way it should go, Lakers are a better team. Washington's tied for the worst record in the NBA with Charlotte right now. Then you take the under on this one, because Tyus Jones on the year is averaging 10 rebounds and assists. It's not until this recent stretch of games where we've seen this increase in production. For the most part, he's this guy. He's not this guy. But I like it at 13.5. If you can find it somewhere else at 13.5, I like it at 13.5 for the under for sure. Who else was there? Let's look at Kuzma in the same game, right? Rebounds. Now Kuzma's rebounds. So again, they're bumping down these alternate stats, but they're bumping up Kuzma's points. So Kuzma's rebounds were at 8.5. They bumped it down to 9. Or actually, they bumped it down to 8. On the year, he is giving you 6.5 rebounds. Over his last 10, he's averaging 6. Over his last 5, he's averaging 9. But against the Lakers, how much stock do you want to put into these two games played in 2022? Me, not so much. But that's what it is. Very, very negative game logs here in terms of his rebounds. Lakers on paper are a good matchup in terms of rebounds a game. Kuzma is projected for 8.2 rebounds. That's closer to 9. However, these odds speak differently. If you ever find yourself in a position where the odds are contradicting the projections, side with the odds. In most times, the odds will be correct, because that is industry wide. That is market based, versus projections that can be skewed. They vary from site to site. I love it at 8.5 for the under, because now he needs 9, but at 8, he literally didn't push it and piss you off. So find it at 8.5, play it at 8.5. But if you are going to play it on PrizePicks, you could take the under at 8. That's not as good of a line, but it is what's available to us. Let's talk about Jay Crowder. Rebounds. This is a popular play on PrizePicks. At least it was when I saw it last night. For Dre Crowder. I'm just mixing up names here. Is it no longer a 44.8 thousand people have put this in a slip. I'm assuming that 40,000 of those 44,000 people are playing the over on this one based off these game logs. Looking at his last 10 games, he's done that. Head-to-head matchup with the Charlotte Hornets. Last game was 2 days ago. He gave you 7 boards. We all know the matchup against the Hornets is favorable. Crowder is projected for 5.15 rebounds. Numbers across the books are all in favor of the over. Pretty identical numbers. 120, 123, 120, 120. Slight juice to the under. More juice to the over. That's solid. I like it. I wish the odds were just, a little bit more consistent across the board, but you're getting 3 books with identical odds: PointsBet, BetMGM, and DraftKings. So 3 out of 5 are looking at this exactly the same, while Caesars is giving you slight more juice to the over. It's a good play. It's a good play. Keontae George and Jimmy Butler. So we're going to look at Keontae George rebounds and assists. Yes. All right. Minus 128 to the under. Plus 100 to the over. 3 out of 10 games is not a good percentage. Unless you're talking about winning a lottery. Like you win the lottery 3 out of 10 times you try, that's a really good percentage. In terms of your player props, not so much. 40% over his last 5. He's right there. He's living in that 8. Like for the most part, he's in that 8 range, a 7 to 8 range. 3 games, he's exceeded that. Matchup against Orlando, we know it's tough on paper. When we look at his RA projection, it is projected for 9.42. However, when we look at the odds are in favor of the under. So PointsBet, DraftKings has it at identical 130 to the under. Caesar 137, BetMGM 135. Literally every book has this to the under at 8.5. I like playing unders, especially when you can get it at the 0.5 and it hasn't been moved or adjusted. This is a good one. Keontae George is getting 30 minutes of playing time, so his minutes are increasing, but doesn't seem to matter, especially against Orlando, where he does have 1 game this season for 5 rebounds and assists. All right, last play on this list is Jimmy Butler. Going to look at his demon assist at 6.5, I think it was. So these are his odds on his opening line of 4.5. So in his last 6 games against Denver, finals rematch. In fact, we may need to just disregard these numbers because these are all finals games. Every 1, 2, 3, 5 out of these 6 games are NBA finals games. Maybe you don't want to disregard. Maybe you think, yes, I want to look at those numbers. Different Miami team, right? Playoff intensity, playoff atmosphere. You can't really compare that to regular season. But if you think these numbers are important, he's hit this in 4 out of 6 games versus Denver. Now, regular season games, he's gone over this in 3 out of his last 10, and over his last 5, he's really picked it up 3 out of his last 5. He needs 7 assists for you today. He is projected for 6. You'll never find a demon prop with projections in favor, because if they were in favor, then it wouldn't be a demon prop. They'd bump it up even higher. So it's not a bad thing if you see a projection that's lower than a demon prop, because it should be. That's what makes it risky. So what you're looking at here is upside, recency, recent games, how consistent over the last 5 games or so. The upside is there. Denver coming off a back-to-back is also something if you want to consider that. Although they did wax the Kings, I don't think they're completely gassed today. Jimmy coming off 1 day's rest. He's gone over this line one time. Jimmy coming off 1 game rest versus the Denver Nuggets. One of those games was a finals game, 9-7. Maybe that's more relevant to you if you're looking to take the Demon prop at 6.5. All right. 5 up, 5 down for our 4th round of player props. And we are golden. Boom. All right. Play of the day. Fred VanVleet for Jim over turnovers. I don't know why I thought I was gonna see PRA for some reason. You like the over on turnovers. Maybe because I was looking at his PRA for a second. Ink likes Murray. DeJounte Murray. Not Jamal. Over 5.5 rebounds. Thanks, Trap. Appreciate that. Kyle Burks. Garland. That's that was a turd. What's up, Kyle? Good morning. His assists were a turd, right? I played his assist at 6. He hooked it. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, when they went to overtime, I was like, oh, cool. He's got this shit. You know, he needs 1 more. 2 more. Wasn't meant to be, man. All right, so here's what we got for plays of the day. Get those plays of the day in here. So we can put them on the list, throw them in the chat. While you're doing that, while you're thinking of your plays of the day and where you want to go with plays of the day, I know that a lot of people maybe live in states where PrizePicks is being completely removed from your state. You won't be able to play PrizePicks after today. I think it is the last day in Florida. So I encourage you to link up. Let's link up. So if you need links to other sites, if you need links to books, if you are in a state that allows you to play sports books, I got you covered. I got links. BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, Bet365, Underdog, Jock Market, you name it. I got links for you. All that information is in the stream description. So if you ever need additional links, if you ever need an additional place to play, I got you covered. BetMGM, amazing offer right now. Bet 5, get $150 in bonus bets instantly. You don't have to wait on that. That's right in your account. DraftKings offering you no sweat bet up to $1,000. FanDuel Sportsbook, bet 5, get 100. There's another good one in terms of the bonus bets. Bet365 is slowly making its way across the country. It's not available in all states, but another bet 5, get 150. So a lot of free money out there to get your hands on. If that's something that interests you, check everything out in the stream description. So shameless plug, but also a shameless plug that can benefit you if you choose to roll with those. Let's talk about our plays of the day from yesterday before we take a bow and put it on this stream. We took the over LeBron James threes. We took the over LeBron James steals and blocks. They go over for us. Now, I know Scotty Barnes pushed his assist at 7, but I couldn't find a little emoji that was good for a push. So I just put a check mark because he didn't lose, but he didn't go over. Gavin Bazunu, believe this game did not take place yesterday. If it did, I could not find the box score for it. Goalie saves. That was a soccer play. Darius Garland over 6 assists. Kyle, we just talked about this, right? Piss me off too. Vucevic, my turd of the day. I took the under on his points. Wasn't meant to be. I looked through the box scores multiple times, and I only counted 1 rebound for Aaron Gordon. He did not go over his first quarter rebounds. If I missed one, let me know. Luka Demon, points, birthday points. Didn't happen. But Darius Garland to go over points and assists at 21.5. So we split our plays of the day yesterday down the middle. We've been known to cash out these plays of the day. 7-3, 8-2. Yesterday was a 50-50 kind of day. So we bounce back today and we make it better. See, Kerry likes Fred VanVleet. I spoke it into existence. Over PRA. Why are they removing PrizePicks? I don't know. It has something to do with like Congress passing bills and shit, right? Just like the amount of work that it took for sports betting to be legalized in states for it to not be considered a game of gambling, but a game of skill. I think those bills can easily be reversed or revoked or vetoed or whatever. So I know Florida was going through it. New York just went through it. And it doesn't mean you can't play on PrizePicks, but the payout system is gone. But it just means you got to look for other pick'em sites. So you got to look for other pick'em sites. There are a lot of new, every single week there's a new pick'em site. So I think, for my knowledge, that's what's going on. All right, here's what we got so far. Plays of the day. We got Murray over rebounds and his points. We got Devin Booker over assists. We got Brook Lopez over 16.5 points and rebounds. We got Fred VanVleet over 1.5 turnovers. Fred VanVleet over his PRA. DeJounte Murray over. Oh, we were talking about DeJounte Murray. Jalen Suggs over his 13.5 PA. And if you guys want to know my plays of the day, I have a 10 pick cheat sheet in the Discord in my channel. Now, a few of those have been bumped up because I posted that late last night, but those have not been bumped up. They're still in play. Check that out if you need any other picks. Yeah, Trap. I haven't posted any of my slips yet for the day in the Discord, but I did post a cheat sheet in there. I usually post my slips after the live stream where I have a little bit more time to sit and research. The prep for the live stream and the live stream combined do take up a good amount of time in the morning for me. So I'll get to that in the afternoon. But if you need picks, the whole Discord has picks. Everyone's sharing slips over there. A lot of people, a lot of smart people in the Discord sharing shit. Check it out. If I'm not able to get to picks, somebody else there is. So you got a lot of information to go on in Discord. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Dwayne Harris, good morning. Says, which pick'em site still legal in Florida has instant withdrawal to debit card like PrizePicks? I don't know. I'm not in Florida. Is Mookie on the stream? Is Mookie in the chat? Mookie's in Florida. She's on PrizePicks. I don't know if somebody's in Florida, maybe they can answer that question for Dwayne. I'm not sure. Hit up the Discord. Ask a few people in the Discord. We got some Florida. We got Florida representation in the Discord. I'm sure one of our members in Florida could help you out. Hard Rock. There's Hard Rock right there. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing this stream to an end. It's been a fun one. Covered a lot of player props. 4 rounds of player props. 4 rounds of player props. That's over close to 40 player props that we discussed in today's live stream, along with plays of the day, turds of the day. Man, it was a fun one. Appreciate y'all being here. Definitely consider subbing up to the channel if you haven't done so. Click that notification icon so you don't miss out on future live streams. Monday through Friday, we live stream Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. Opening up the Discord member chat for Discord members only. Trying to get that done every day, closer to tip off. So any last minute questions you have, any last minute slip advice you need, we open up the kitchen in the Discord so we can cook a little bit. So check it out. Sharing this channel, sharing anything helps me with the stream, helps me with the growth of this channel. I appreciate it greatly. As I always say, I wish you the best of luck. May all your player props respect the damn coin. I will see each and every one of you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And until that stream, Chavez is out.